Hello everyone. Today I am going to take a lesson number 8 of class 5th. Gus interviews a stranger. Gus interviews the stranger. This lesson is taken from the novel written by English novelist H.G. Wells, Herbert George Wells. Herbert George Wells. He was born in 1866 and expired in 1946. He was an English writer and best known for his work in science fiction. He is sometimes called the father of science fiction and shares this title with another famous author, Jules Verne. His most notable science fiction works include The War of the Worlds, The Time Machine, and The Island of Dr. Moreau. I said, children, the Cuss interviews the stranger is a lesson taken from the novel The Invisible Man, which was written in 1897 by an English novelist, H.G. Wells, who lived between 1866 and 1946. Wells is better known for his science fiction novels such as The Time Machine, The Invisible Man, and The War of the Worlds. The Invisible Man has been made into films and TV serials also. A young scientist discovers a way to invisibility and gets trapped in the hell of his own experiments, remaining clueless about the way to reverse the results. The story shows the destructive effects of a strange discovery, that is, invisibility, on the scientist himself, and not only on the scientist himself but also the society in general. Before going to the lesson, let us see this warm-up page, children. So you can see a picture of Harry Potter. He was wearing his famous invisibility cloak, which was gifted to him by his parents. You might have watched Harry Potter serials on TV, and he was given a cloak which was a magic one. He wrapped this cloak around himself, which makes him invisible, and he was very excited so that he can do the things which no one can understand who is doing. Okay, so already you know what is invisibility means, hiding himself from others. Now, let us come to page number 101 of your textbook. Let us read the lesson. I'm going to read first paragraph for you. A strange man had taken rooms at the Coach and Horses Inn in the village of Epping in England. His entire face, except his pink nose, was hidden under layers of bandages and huge goggles. As he went to great lengths to avoid talking to anyone, the villagers grew curious about his identity. Some thought that he was a criminal hiding from the law, while others thought that he was a harmless lunatic. The village doctor, Cuss, became determined to find out more about the stranger and tried to talk to him. He, however, left hurriedly and ran to see Mr. Bunting, the vicar of the village. See, look into this first paragraph, children, here. A strange man. Who is strange man? He was a young scientist. His name was Griffin, children. It is not mentioned in our lesson, but as I have read that Invisible Man stories, I know. Here, strange man. He had taken room, means hired a room at the Coach and Horses Inn in the village of Epping. He came to a village of, is a name by name Epping in England, and there he taken a room on rent. Where, what is the name of the inn? Coach and Horses Inn. The name of the inn is Coach and Horses Inn. His entire face, now his appearance, you see, children, his entire face except his pink nose was hidden under layers of bandages. His entire face was covered with bandages, and he covered his goggles to hide his eyes. He has wore a huge goggles. As he went to great lengths, means here he made a lot of effort to avoid talking to anyone because he was His appearance is strange. He is looking strange. The villagers, they were becoming curious about his identity. Who is he? They wanted to know who is he. That is the reason they wanted to talk to him. But he is avoiding them. He is making a lot of efforts to avoid them. And some thought, the people, the villagers, they are thinking, they are discussing, thinking the different, they are thinking that he might be a criminal or he is hiding from the law, while others thought that he was a harmless lunatic. The village doctor, Cuss, also he became determined. He decided to find out. He wanted to find out. He wanted to talk to the stranger. That who is he? He wanted to talk. So he wanted to find out. He tried to talk to him. He came to his room. He, however, left hurriedly and ran to see Mr. Bunting. So he came to his room. He talked to him. But from there, he left hurriedly, means he ran out like anything, as if he has seen a ghost. Like that, he went to Mr. Bunting, the vicar of the village. Who is Mr. Bunting? Mr. Bunting is the vicar. Vicar means here, children, same like we can say substitute of priest. He won't perform any religious activities, but he can be a substitute of priest, or we can say minister. Okay, vicar means minister or priest of the village, Mr. Bunting. So here he came to, after having a discussion, or we can say after talking to the stranger, he became so shocked and so frightened that he ran to see Mr. Bunting. And he came to Mr. Bunting, and now what is he talking to him? Let us see. Am I mad, Bunting? Cuss began abruptly as he entered the shabby little study. Do I look like an insane person? See here, children. Here these words are spoken by Cuss, the village doctor. He is asking Bunting, am I mad? Because what he has seen there in the stranger's room, he is unable to believe. He began abruptly, means without stopping. Unexpectedly, suddenly he entered the study room of Bunting, and he started talking to him. No hello, no hi, just he started talking to me, saying that, do I look like an insane person? Am I looking like a mad person? He's asking him. What happened? Said the vicar. That man at the inn. See here, children, these words are spoken by Cuss. He is saying that that man at the inn, means he wanted to say something about that man. Who is that man here? Whom that man refers to here? The stranger. Yes, the stranger at the inn. Well, this word is spoken by Bunting. He is saying, well, oh. Then Cuss, what he says, see. Cuss told him about his encounter with the stranger. See here, Cuss, he told him about his meeting, and the encounter, we can say meeting with the stranger, what he has talked and what he has seen there, that he wanted to tell to the Bunting. I went in, he gasped, and told him I had heard he was interested in scientific things. I asked him if he was researching on anything. He said he was. He was reading a very valuable prescription, when a draught of air lifted the paper and it landed in the fireplace. Before he could do anything, swish, it was whisked up the chimney. Just at the point to illustrate his story, out came his arm. See, children, here this is described by Cuss to Bunting. He is saying that I here refers to Cuss. He is saying that when he went there, in means what? To stranger's room, when he went there, he gasped, means he took breath, and he asked him, and he told him, means here he asked him, whom? To the stranger. Yes, what he has talked to the stranger, those things are described here. He asked him that he had heard, Cuss had heard that the stranger was interested in scientific things. Then also he asked him if he was researching on anything. He said he was, means he confirmed, yes, the stranger confirmed that yes, he was interested in scientific things and he is doing some research. And also he said that he was reading a valuable prescription. When a draught of air lifted the paper. Draught means here a flow of air, okay, came, and what happened? The paper in stranger's hand was drawn by the, what is it called, air, and it landed in the fireplace because it was a winter season and there was a fireplace in the inn, and there the paper fell into the fireplace, and before he could do anything, before the stranger could catch it back or take it back, it swished, it was whisked up the chimney. Means it was just flown into the chimney, it was taken into the chimney, moved into the chimney. Just at that point, to illustrate his story, uh, out came his arm. See, at that point when the paper whisked up the chimney, he wanted to just tell his story. Suddenly then his hand came out came his arm. Means here stranger was putting his arm somewhere in his pocket, hiding his arm, but suddenly he took out his arm. Well, said Bunting. Then Bunting is asking, okay, then what happened? What after that? Then what is he saying here? See, children, no hand, just an empty sleeve. I tell you, I could see right down it to the elbow. There was a glimmer of light shining through a tear of the cloth. Good gracious, I said. Then he stopped. He stared at me through those black goggles of his, and then it at his sleeve. See here, children, then what? Bunting asked. Then after that, what happened? Then here again, Cuss is explaining his encounter with the stranger to Bunting and saying that there was no hand. It was just an empty sleeve. The stranger is sorry, here Cuss is explaining that there was no hand, it was an empty sleeve. And also he is saying that I'm sure that I have seen right down it to the elbow, there was no arm, and there was a shine of light, there was a glimmer, faint shine of a light shining through a tear of the cloth. So when he exclaimed these words, good gracious, when he said, the stranger immediately he understood that, oh, his arm was seen by, his secret was now exposed, what he wanted to hide from the people, that he was invisible. Yes, so that is now known to Cuss. Then he stopped. He stared at me through those black goggles of his, and then at his sleeve. Now, so he got doubted. Who? Now, what is he? A stranger. Stranger got doubted. Oh, this man has known. He has come to know my secret. Yeah. So he is just looking at his black through his goggles at his sleeve. Okay. He also stared at Cuss. See, children, here you can look at the picture here. Cuss doctor is explaining to, what is it, Bunting about his encounter with the stranger. Okay, yeah, that's all. He never said a word, just glared and put his sleeve back in his pocket quickly. I was saying, said he, that there was a prescription burning, wasn't I? See here, children, that's all. He never said a word. Means here, stranger stopped talking. He was saying something. He was giving interview. Yes, he was answering to the question of Cuss. But he just stopped saying even a single word he did not utter, and he just glared. Glared means looked angrily at Cuss, the doctor. Why? Because Cuss came to know about his secret, and because he has seen his empty sleeve. So immediately stranger, what he did, he took his kept his bag, put his sleeve back in his pocket. And here then Cuss, what is he saying? I was trying to talk to him about the prescription that is burning, wasn't I? But here he did not say anything about that. How can you move an empty sleeve like that? I asked. Empty sleeve? See here, children, when Cus is asking him one more question, that how can he move an empty sleeve like that? So here, uh, the reverse question was asked by the stranger to Cus, that empty sleeve. Why did he ask this question? If he was certain that his sleeve was empty, he was just asking him, "Are you certain? Are you sure that you have seen it was an empty sleeve?" Then to that, Cus is answering, "Yes, I said an empty sleeve. It is an empty sleeve, is it? You saw it was an empty sleeve." He stood up right away. Now, to these words here, the stranger got angry. He's saying it was an empty sleeve, is it? You saw it was an empty sleeve? And he just got it from his place. He stood up from his place. He stood up from his chair, and he just started walking towards the doctor. I stood up too. He came towards me in 3 very slow steps and stood quite close. I stood still, counting minutes. Then, very quietly, he pulled his sleeve out of his pocket again and raised his arm towards me as if he would show it to me again. He did it very slowly. I looked at it. So, when the stranger, he came to know that, oh, my secret is now disclosed, and Cus has come to know about my secret. And then he got very angry. He just looked at Cus in angrily, and he got up from his place, and he just started walking towards Cus in 3 very low steps. Very slowly he is walking, and he came close to Cus and stood there still, means counting. He was counting me. I stood still means here. Cus is shocked, so he's not able to say anything. He's just counting minutes, means he was just speechless. Then very quietly, stranger, he just pulled his sleeve out of his pocket again, and he just started raising his hand as if he was just showing to him again. He did it very slowly, that Cus has seen into it again. He looked at it, and he was sure now it was clearly seen by him that there is no arm into it. "Well," I said, declaring my throat, "there's nothing in it." So again, Cus said to the stranger that, "Yeah, I can say that there's nothing in it," because he's thinking that he's showing him in his arm. The stranger is showing his sleeve again to Cus. But is he trying to show his arm to Cus? What he was trying to do, let us see. I was beginning to feel frightened. I could see right down his sleeve. He extended it straight towards me, slowly, just like that, until the cuff was 6 inches from my face. It is strange to see an empty sleeve come at you like that. And then, see, all these things are told by Cus to the Vicar, Vicar, the Bunting. Here, he is explaining him that how his encounter was with the stranger. And he is saying that when stranger was lifting his arm up and raising to his face, I could see right down to his sleeve that it was nothing, and he slowly extended his hand towards his face slowly, and he could see until the cuff, it was 6 inches from his face. It was so close to his face, and it is strange to him to see an empty sleeve come at you like that. Because how can the empty sleeve move? So that was the thing, shocked Cus. And then what happened? Well, something exactly like a finger and thumb. It felt nipped my nose. See here, something exactly like a finger and thumb. It felt nipped my nose. What Cus says next? Something like a hand, fingers and thumb. He felt like as if somebody was pinching on his nose. Nipped means here pinching sharply. So when he was pinched on his nose by the stranger, uh, when he said these words to Bunting, Cuss said these words to Bunting, Bunting began to laugh because why do you think that he laughed? Because Bunting was unable to believe. He was unable to believe that an empty sleeve can move towards his nose and it can even pinch him. There was nothing there, said Cuss, almost shaking. See here, when Bunting laughed at his words, Cuss got angry and he shrieked. Shriek means said very loudly. There was nothing there. So he meant he is mm, giving a stress to his words and saying loudly that yes, I am sure that I have seen that there was nothing inside the sleeve. You may laugh at me, but I tell you, I was very startled. I hit his cuff hard. There was nothing there, said Cuss, almost shrieking. You may laugh at me, but I tell you, I was very startled. I hit his cuff hard and turned around and ran out of the room. See here, children, when Bunting laughed at his words, Cuss got angry and he just almost shrieked in a loud voice. He said, yes, there was nothing there inside the sleeve. I saw. You may laugh at me, but I tell you that I was shocked, puzzled. I hit his cuff very hard and turned around. So when something was pinching his nose, what Cuss has done, Cuss just hit his arm with his hand and he ran out of the room. Means he ran out of that place where the stranger was taken a room. Cuss stopped. There was no mistaking his panic. He turned round in a helpless way. When I hit his cuff, continued Cuss, I tell you, it felt exactly like hitting an arm, and there was not an arm. There was not even a ghost of an arm. See here, children, Cuss then stopped, and then again he said that I am not. There was no mistaking his panic. Means here, what was he saying? It was clear that Cuss was very scared and anxious. He is saying that he turned round in a helpless way when I hit his cuff, continued Cuss. I tell you, it felt exactly like hitting an arm. So here he is trying to convince Bunting, saying that when the hand was pinching my nose, I have hit him hard and I felt like it was an arm. But there was no arm. I could not see any arm there. There was not even a ghost of an arm. Mr. Bunting thought it over. He looked suspiciously at Cuss. It is a most remarkable story, he said. He looked very wise and grave indeed. It is really, said Mr. Bunting, with great emphasis, a most remarkable story. See, children, here Mr. Bunting thought it over. Means he first kept quiet for some time and thought, and then he looked suspiciously at Cuss. Means maybe he has been what is it called, so much frightened, so he is telling lies or something other reason. So he is just stressing his words, saying that oh, it's a remarkable story. He is stressing his words. Emphasis means here stressing the words. A most remarkable story means most mm, extraordinary story. The story which he has heard from Cuss is as an extraordinary story. Mr. Bunting is, by these words we can say that Mr. Bunting is still not able to believe the words of Cuss the doctor, the village doctor who has encountered the stranger. So here, children, Cuss, I said you Cuss, the village doctor of Epping, and he's talking to Bunting, the vicar, the village vicar, and Cuss was referring to the stranger who was living at the Coach and Horses Inn. Coach and Horses Inn. Coach and Horses is the name of the inn. Inn means here, children, a place where travelers they can take a room on rent, like a lodge. Nowadays it is called as lodge. Okay, and Cuss had gone to find out more about the mysterious stranger because his entire face except the nose was bandaged, so he did not talk to anyone, and as nobody knew who he was, so the villagers, they were becoming very curious about him. So they thought that he was either a criminal in hiding, or he was a lunatic. So that is the reason Cus wanted to know more about the stranger. So here, children, the story I said you, it is an excerpt from The Invisible Man, the novel written by H.G. Wells. Okay, and who is the stranger here? The stranger is a young scientist. His name was Griffin. He has become invisible by accidentally. He does not wanted to become invisible, but he was doing some experiments by which he has become invisible, and he is unable to reverse his experiment. So this is what our story goes like this, children. Okay, bye. Let you see again.